I'm not sure what to tell you, sir. The cookies are even
Oh,
worse.
yeah. I have done Pillsbury Grands as cinnamon rolls, and that's pretty good because the salt kind of kicks in with the sweetness, and it's pretty good. But I thought for savory it would have worked great, but nah, I guess not. So next week we're having a great British Bake Off. Everyone
Oh,
bring your best baked goods.
oh, nice, nice. Good morning. How are you doing, sir?
Not too bad so far. And how are you?
I'm good. You're very soft.
Am I?
A
Yeah.
little bit.
No, you're fine.
Oh, I see why.
Yeah, I can barely hear you. And I have you at 150.
Okay, is this better?
No.
Nope. How about now?
Oh, you sound softer.
Oh, God.
What?
I'm joking.
Oh,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, while you figure that out, why don't we do a short recap of what happened last time?
I could do something like that. Last time, I was going to say Dragon Ball Z for some reason. We were
That's in the
introduced
later
to.
modules.
Ooh. We were introduced to our new freshman, Callum, and as we were once the fresh kid on the block, we had to essentially put them through what we went through, which is doing tasks for the Mogambi. And this one was one of our assignments of trying to track down where these these griffins came from that ate our Anadi transfer students, and it led us to this zoo within the city, or
Mhm.
maybe animal sanctuary, if you want to call it a sanctuary. A very peculiar individual feeding these creatures spiders, as opposed to other actual proteins that would help them grow big and strong. But hey, funding, money, I understand. But upon returning the griffins, we were met with the knowledge that all of our creatures escaped. And to set things right between the creatures being put in their cages and having this woman explain to our school what happened and why their griffins got out, there are two tasks at once: trying to care for these elephant birds, Grung suplex two tigers in their cages, um, the weird creature of goat and snake. I cannot recall what we identified as
My baby.
my baby. Yeah, we were successful in escorting it back into its cage, not without the help of some physical force, unfortunately. And Pepsi, my favorite drink. And yeah, basically with all other creatures put away, and then learning the fact that outside these cages there are implements to keep these animals in check. So for the basilisk, we took our mirror shields and was able to successfully put it away. And now here we are.
Wouldn't you think that the woman who owns the lot would have told you that before
No.
handing you the keys?
I think she was upset because we were kind of hounding her for the deaths of students, which is fair, but also, yeah, just be a bit more responsible. But now we have to. I think now would be the time we'd be trying to find out, like, how these creatures got out in the first place. He mentioned a frog person essentially unlocking the cages and letting the creatures free.
Yes. She told you about a thug named Frog Legs, and she
Yes.
opened all the cages. But what was the reason for the death at the Magambia? Why did the Grivens, if they're not trained hunters, go after the Anundi?
Because they're spider folk, and because they're on the animals are on a very strict spider diet. I believe that's the cause of why these griffins went a bit more zealous than usual. But
How come
do
the
we
tigers
recall-
don't like
how come tigers don't need to eat spiders? I guess.
They're made of meat.
If I was a tiger, I wouldn't want to ingest a ball that's the size of like a bowling ball of spiders to just get my daily protein. Just thinking about it kind of gets me. Do we recall that the Anadi students were in their spider forms when the griffins attacked?
Yes, they
I
were.
think they were.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, that kind of answers why the griffins went a bit stir crazy at the sight of our students and just start pecking at them, which is sad. They must have been like, "Oh, bigger spiders,
Bigger treats.
bigger treat."
So the
Yeah.
animals had been conditioned.
Only eat spider and nothing else. And thus, anything that is spider shaped, I guess, would have caused them to go, "Oh, that's food," and eat. But yeah, all the creatures are now locked up. Let's go our party. Now, do we wait for this woman to come back, or should we look around the ground and see what's going on here?
We can look around until she comes back.
That's not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
we can try finding something.
Mhm. Should we start by the griffin, since that's why we were here in the first place?
Maybe she has a sort of office or something. Maybe we can try starting there. Do we see anything that resembles this? Sort of like a building where she resides, or like keeps most of the storage?
Mm-hmm. She has her trailer, and she just happened to give you all the keys to the cages and to the office while she went off to the Magambia to file a complaint with Professor of Oncoming Traffic, or whatever his name is, Professor OT.
All right. Where's her trailer?
Not on the map. Theater of the Mind.
All right. Well, Victoria's gonna go search the map if that's okay.
Okay. What are we looking for? Records?
Yeah, records and maybe letters. Maybe journals as well.
Okay. So, in her office, the paperwork is very scant. Basically, the only thing there is a ledger, and the ledger contains mostly rentals, from tourists wanting to use the elephant birds, to delivery men who want to use the griffins to deliver letters and whatnot. You see Ignacie's name in several places. This must be where he got those elephant birds for you that one time you guys didn't use them.
Oh yeah. We're like, where did he get these from? I know, right? How profitable is this transaction of trades for animal services for your gold and whatnot?
So the best way I can put it is, in Italy, they rent out scooters to tourists. This is basically the same with the elephant birds.
Okay. Huh. You know, if we commandeer this place for animal cruelty, we could probably use these animals to make money.
The tigers are literally looking at you through the window.
Sorry, I was saying that in
feel
my
like
globe.
Oh,
I should
I thought it was out loud.
I should have said in my thoughts I say this. Besides the notices of transaction, or maybe even so, is there any mention of our froggy friend within these records?
No. Her name of Frog Legs is, absent. So that could mean that no transaction took place with this particular person.
Or they don't exist?
That is a possibility as well.
Victoria.
Yeah?
Is there anything else within this trailer? Maybe like a secret panel, or I'm looking at the desk, like maybe the drawers have a secret entry place.
Can we search it more?
Of course, yes. You can give me a perception check. And you can make it openly because it's DC 21.
Ooh. Can I give the... Never mind.
What's wrong? What happened?
Can I just... No, I'll just give my applause for making the check.
Yeah. So you scour the desk and whatnot. There are no hidden traps. There's nothing that seems too out of the ordinary. You find a copy of Professor Gianatimo's Makeout Paradise that she's been reading.
Ah.
She seems to have highlighted several passages.
Oh, is it like the first letter on every page?
No, not that much.
But that's the actual thing in Naruto, which is stupid. One of the characters, the guy who makes the books, makes sure that the first letter of each page is like a prophecy or something.
Mm-hmm. And inside the pages of Makeout Paradise, you find a very strictly worded note from someone named Froglegs that they signed their name.
They do
Sell
exist.
Sell it to me at cost, or it will cost you.
No signature?
Signature is Froglegs.
Huh.
And Froglegs also signed it as a kingpin, because she thinks very highly of herself.
I roll a society check to see if I've overheard any talkings of a Gripply kingpin within
Sure.
the city.
You can give me a knowledge, Nabantu, or you can give me a society.
Untrained. Blind GM roll.
Mm-hmm. All right. Could be a common, ordinary thug. Could be someone on the street who thinks very highly of themselves. You don't recognize this name as anyone on the most wanted list of the Sun Tempest mages.
Okay. Oof. I'll just shrug my shoulders at the premise of maybe there is a kingpin, maybe there isn't. I don't know.
Maybe she watched her, husband and little boy die, and that's why she hates Spider-Man so much. That's why,
Oh
the
gosh.
spiders on the. Nah, I'm reaching.
Yeah, and then she makes the multiverse happen and brings her alternate husband and sons over.
I
what
almost
you
went
do when you're hurt.
someplace. I almost went someplace with it, but I stopped myself.
That's what happens when you're hurt. You open the portal to the multiverse.
Hurt people hurt people.
Exactly. Is there anything else within her trailer that gives off any type of weird vibe?
Nothing, unfortunately. All of her equipment is out here on the field. The locks were almost completely ruined till you came along and just latched the cages, so that will have to do for now. You have her keyring.
How many
This was-
people?
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to ask, are there enough keys for each of the cages? And if so, how many left over?
There is one key for every lock on the cages, and the only
Mhm.
one left over is to the trailer.
Okay, so there's no extra key or anything like that. Gotcha. I think Disco's gonna leave the trailer and head to the Griffin cages.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to do a perception over there to see if there's any. Let me just zoom over there. Any form of hidden passageway or a vulnerability in the animal lot security that they can just sneak through. Something like
Absolutely.
that.
For one thing, all three of you noticed there's no fencing.
Yeah, that would do it.
This is a very, very open lot with cages for dangerous animals.
This feels like
Okay.
a caretaker issue and a security issue.
Yeah.
Like I said prior, like Grung said prior, we commandeered the place. I think we just still just report her to OT. And maybe let him decide who cares for these animals, because I'm pretty sure there are many other people on campus who could do this.
This is part of your responsibility as students of the Magambia, is to protect her people. If you believe this place is a threat or that it is dangerous, you are well within your right to do so.
Was there any other notice of currency or profit for this individual besides the animals?
No,
I don't want to just kill her out of a job.
She basically only took tourist money and government money.
Okay. Out of character, I think we should just do the thing where this place is deemed unfit for animal and Magambia alike.
Yeah, we
But I
could
also
go.
think.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I was going to say, I also think we should, instead of just like outright, like, yeah, no, you don't work here anymore. This is not your livelihood anymore. We should have her like join in while she watches the students take care of the animals and how the lot should be set up.
You want to make her part of a work-study program.
Yeah, pretty much. Why not? I
That's-
could give you this fish, but I could teach you how to fish instead.
That sounds like a form of hostile takeover. But yeah, I'm up for that.
more,
Just like-
more like,
Hostile is a strong word.
yeah, more
What
like
a-
guiding hand, you know?
What a nice business you have here, old woman. Why don't you work for us instead?
Oh no. But it could be temporary. I'm not saying it's permanent.
Yeah, we could go back to campus right now. We'll have these three watch the lot for you.
Okay.
I'll just.
Callan
Wait a
would look
second,
for
you're supposed to be
something
watching a lot.
I gotta disappear him. There you go.
Callan would be looking for something to feed the tigers that's not spiders.
Oh boy. There's a butcher shop in the city. There's several butcher
Nice.
shops.
But he's supposed to be watching the lot. He'll get in trouble.
Don't worry. Grung will handle it.
Cracks his knuckles, and the tigers are like whimpering. Should we go to OT first and see if that individual's there? Oba is her name that I'm looking at.
Mhm.
Oba's Wondrous Creatures. Yeah.
She is most definitely at that office with Professor Jonatimo and with Professor OT.
Oh dear.
All right. Let's tell them knock
Alright.
at the door.
And they all turn around to look at you three, and they go like, "Oh, there they are now." And Oba steps up to you and pleads with you and says, "You've seen my creatures. You know they are not dangerous. You know that they are tame. Please tell your professors."
Nice. I look to the party.
I suppose that's technically true.
They should be cared for better, but they're not that dangerous.
And I'll probably just explain that all the creatures are back in their cages first and foremost. So there's no worry about the Mugambi having a animal uprising.
Good. Thank you. I knew I could trust you. And she will present you with an animal staff for your troubles.
Oh. Oh man. I'll take it, and then I'll look at her and say, I appreciate the gift, but I wanted to ask all of us to discuss the future of the Wondrous Creatures animal lot.
Ah, yes, of course. I am so terribly sorry for the loss of one of your students. I was just so overcome with that terrible frog legs. She actually tried to take all my animals from me, even my griffins, and I would have had nothing. I was just so consumed with what had happened. I do apologize for mistreating you.
Well, for the loss of the student, I think you need to apologize to D, not towards me. However, the lot you have set up, Froglegs could have easily walked onto your lot without any proper fencing.
Well, that's just
You
it.
have,
To get the tourists onto my lot, I can't have fences.
but you have dangerous animals such as tigers, a Mepsi,
My baby.
the basilisk.
Well, all of
They're
them have
very-
proper, safe handling equipment. I've
I
raised them
understand
since
that.
little children.
I understand that, Miss Oba, but the idea of anyone walking onto that lot and just taking your griffins like that is terrifying.
But that's how the business works. It's for tourists and for government officials to use. They have to be able to walk on and off.
Then you would have to have some type of, I don't know, security or management in place.
Security? Oh, but I'm just one woman. Who would help me with security like that?
I looked to Professor OT. And there's like a confused tree look. If a tree can give a look of confusion.
Professor OT is going to look back at you and say, like, Professor Gianatimo has forbidden me from helping you. He says that this is a
Oh.
test for you.
Okay. I'll turn to Victoria and Callum.
Well, why don't you hire somebody?
Who could work with that many animals at once except for me? Who raised them?
Well, train somebody.
Training costs money.
With all due respect, isn't cutting corners how you got into the feeding spiders to wild animal situation in the first place?
And she considers that for a moment and says, like, I was just trying to save money, but I see what you're saying.
Professor OT, is it possible that some of our druidic students could assist with this venture as this will give them possible understanding of more creatures in the Mugambi and give this benefactor some training and reassurance of how to care for these creatures?
And he thinks it over for a moment and he says, I suppose so. It could be part of some sort of internship. And she gets very excited and says, yes, work experience. I can pay that.
Well, we would also need some type of compensation, I believe. Not it doesn't have to be monetary, but these students are dealing with very, very, as you said, tame animals, but one misstep can cause any of us to go through electric shock again, maybe even petrification, or even at the fangs of a tiger.
All necessary safety equipment is by the cages. It may not be clearly marked, but it's there.
Okay.
So, first order of business, signs. That probably would help.
So security and safety. Okay, I can do that. I tell you, if Nabantu's politics were a little bit better, we might have had all that already, but I'm willing to comply with your demands.
Also, we proper sustenance. Spiders are good and all, but a tiger cannot exist on just that.
They're filled with
pretty sure.
all the nutrients that tigers need.
Have you eaten
Don't know if
spiders?
that's true.
Opa, have you eaten spiders?
I have not. I detest spiders.
Then-
I actually feel joy as I throw them to the griffins and watch as they tear them limb from limb, cracking into their exoskeletons, slurping up their innards.
Disco's gonna take a step back and really think about, like, was the griffins being released an accident, or was this just... Have you ever met... back in character, have you ever met any of the Anandi students here? Or had notice of them coming on campus?
Well, no, most of the time Anandi that I see are in humanoid form, and I prefer it that way.
I was gonna say maybe the Anandi students could work with you, but at the same time, we don't want another accident. Oh, this is really an orb scratcher, and I scratch the black glass orb.
While you think about it, Professor OT is going to get another cup of coffee.
That's fair. What do you think, gang? Do we just let the druidic students from one of the courses, or the how, I guess not houses, it's branches.
Branches.
There we go.
I think that's a good idea. It could be like an extra extra
curriculum, I think.
Curricular activity.
Yeah. I could see that as well. What about you, Callum? What do you think?
I'd have to agree. And if nothing else, the other druidic students can help hunt for actual meat to feed the
True.
animals with.
I like how all the ideas drop it on the druid's lap. I like that.
Well, do you want to give it to one of our wizards and have them conjure up absolute bullshit?
You could have sent Haros and or what's her face Ancharu.
But I feel
Sure.
like the Druids actually enjoy this job as opposed to.
Well, if that's your verdict, that's what they'll do. And Oba will thank you for it. But Janatimo asks you to stay while she leaves.
Uh-oh. Yes, we do so.
Yeah. Well, you're free to disobey him.
Nah, that's funny.
Good news, you're being promoted again. Once again, you've exceeded our high expectations of students, and you've shown you are ready to expand the scope of your connections to your magical studies, learning how magic and the world both shape each other. Because of this, I am pleased to advance you to the rank of conservant. You will represent the school in the outside world now. You are now ambassadors of the Magambia. And while you continue your studies, this representation is significant, and it reflects the trust of the Magambia is ready to place in you, as well as the rest of the world. It's true your advancement is unusually rapid. That's an understatement. But your services and exploits have been unusually admirable. I and many others feel this advancement is long overdue, possibly by 2 or 3 weeks even, before the last graduation. Please give the following 3 invitations to any associates you wish to attend our small ceremony to commemorate your promotion. Join us at dusk at a week from today. I'll ask you to speak briefly, so have a speech ready, about how you see magic being most useful in the world. So please think about that in the meantime.
A bit overwhelmed. Disco's going to look towards Professor OT and see their reaction at our sudden promotion.
He's crying. He's
Is it
going
tears
like
of joy.
He's going like, my students, they're slipping through my hands. And Professor Janatimo's going like, don't you mean my students?
No, Professor OT is also a professor, so.
Not anymore.
Huh?
I've taken you for myself. Like I've taken his office.
Professor Janatimo, if you don't mind me saying,
Yes.
your sudden appearance to campus is very appreciative, as we are now learning from multiple great sources. However, please do not dismiss Professor OT. They are the ones who welcomed us here on campus. They are the ones who guided us while you were absent.
That's a very good point. You hear that, Professor OT? Perhaps I'll make you their assistant in the future.
Well, we'll still look up to him.
Professor
OT is the backbone of this institution.
Professor OT is loading like a cardboard box with like his beetles and everything else, just sobbing.
No. Can you take that one room that was flooded and got cleared out?
Yes, that's where he's sending him.
Oh, that's fucked.
This is how it works at an actual institution with administration.
I hate it. And you know what? You're not wrong. As someone who's worked for a private school, you're not wrong. Oh,
Just like-
Professor So and So's moving to this room. How come? Oh, and do they know? No, they don't. Okay.
They won't know until the
Cool.
other person moves in.
So how do you expect them to enter their office? What reaction do you expect them to have?
We expect them to turn in their key at the administration and get their new office key.
Ah,
Always fun.
it's fun times.
Yep. So, the unusual progress of the PCs is an understatement at this point. I'm sure it won't happen again in this module.
I'm gonna help Professor OT move his stuff to the new office.
He's just so proud of all of you, especially Victoria.
Proud that mood.
Well, Professor OT will still come to you for guidance.
Oh, yes, of course. My office, my closet is always open to you.
If there's any way to sprucing up this place, I'd
Yes.
help.
That's fine. You can spend your time doing that if you want. But yeah, you guys got to prepare a speech, and you've got to invite either your best friend or that somebody you like to the private ceremony.
Oh,
So we get 3 invitations in total, or everybody gets 3 invitations?
You get 3 invitations per person.
Okay.
Are just 3 of us promoted, or as well the other students who went with us?
Just the 5 of you. Callum, you're still not,
Oh yeah, I
past
was
the
gonna
front.
ask.
Yep. You still haven't done your service. You still haven't done your service yet. You're just caught in the gravity of their promotion. You're moving up by default because you got paired with them. But you're not moving up at the same time. It's just like you're kind of like the assistant to the new CEO.
I haven't been asked to go get coffee yet.
Oh, because I don't drink coffee, but I will need mulch at my desk 2:00 in the morning.
Oh god.
No. I think I'll give one of my invitations to Callum so they can join in the festivities.
Oh, thank you. I don't have to write anybody's speeches for them, do I?
Oh, that's a good point.
You know-
Luckily you don't.
Grung is going to ask you to write his speech.
I can't write.
You can just come up
Okay.
with it at the spot.
Grung strong, Grung brave.
It's a wonder more druids are not like Grung. So, you help Professor OT set up his new office closet, and he's very very proud of you, and he makes sure to say so.
This is subtle nod of confirmation as I head back, as I start thinking about speech preparation.
Mm-hmm. So, where are you headed to when you're headed back? Are you heading to the dining hall? Are you headed back to the dorms? Are you just gonna hang around campus? What you doing?
Can we send Callum to fetch the other 3 students?
Yes.
All right.
Can definitely do that.
Callum, as you fetch the other 3 and you come back, you notice that there is a small crowd gathering around Victoria and Disco, and now around you and the others. As students very excitedly, along with the Anandi, congratulate you on your accomplishments.
A little bow. How many Anandi are there? There are 3 of them?
2.
2?
There were 3.
Yeah. I think I'll give my last 2 to the Nadi.
Oh,
That way they can see what it's like to be promoted and strive for it themselves.
they very graciously accept. In the
Amazing.
Ruby Palace, a woman scowls behind her fan.
Whoops. She'll be fine.
I'll give one invitation to Ankarut and to Ignacy.
Oh,
a bit
wow.
sluggishly.
Yeah. Ancient Root is so excited. She's crying and just looks up at you and says, "Thank you, my friend. Oh, so proud. So proud I am. You gave me my familiar. You gave me my confidence. And now you give me paper."
Ankarut, you gotta read on what's on the paper. It's an invitation.
Yes, of course, I got excited. She opens it up and looks at it. Such progress you have made. And Ignacy looks at the invitation and just goes like, And his attitude towards you seems to be kind of changing. Because he looks at all of you and goes like, yeah, definitely the fast track. You know, I can see the winning side. Why don't I have something special ready for you guys in a week?
Okay. What do you have in mind?
Special gift from the god Nethys, god of magic.
How are you gonna get such a thing?
Oh, don't you worry. You could say that I have a direct connection, and he winks.
Is he being sort of scheming? Does he look like he's basically scheming something, or just generally being generous?
Perception, DC 21 to sense motive.
Wow.
Okay.
I do.
So, Victoria, you're much more observant than some of the other students. You have noticed something about Ignacy whenever he mentions Nethys, and you've also noticed that he tends to check the mask of Nethys inside of the campus dormitory every once in a while, kind of like he's emptying it or filling it with something. So I would say scheming.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you. I hope to see you there.
Yes, of course. We all have the great god of magic to thank for your fast track to progress. Yes. I suppose if other people had the blessing of Nethys, they too would be on this fast track. Yes. And he starts taking notes and writing them down. So, Grung, McGee, and Samshu are going to go and start writing or not writing their little speeches. They have a week. Life might be normal for the entire week. Who knows?
I wouldn't bet on it.
But for the most part, people leave you alone. I think Harros will be over at the Elephant Museum talking to one of the professors. So he was not in the crowd, but he will see you later and congratulate you. As well as the others.
Okay. Now for this speech,
Mm-hmm.
it's not necessarily like any check or anything. It is just us essentially writing a small acceptance speech.
Yep, it depends on... It's basically what your tone is going to be towards what magic means to the world and how you mean to bring it into the world. I have very specific triggers, like if your speech is, say, happy and joyful, or your speech is malicious or things like that, you know, certain things will happen. It's more of them reacting to how you're interpreting your success.
Okay.
But if you wanted to do a check, you could. It's going to be a DC 15. It's going to be extremely easy. This is something that is basically to highlight your character and what their personal journey has been up until this point and for the future.
I like the idea of explaining what magic means to the world and how I see it.
And when you get back to the dormitories at night, you see Ignacy is writing a lot in the little lounge. He's got like stacks and stacks of paper with him. He's got like a whole little roll and everything, and he's just kind of mulling over some platitudes and writing things down.
I'm gonna walk up to Ignacy and ask if they also got promoted.
And Ignacy says, like, no, I don't, I'm not a teacher's pet, but that's okay. That's okay. You see, my success is self-motivated.
I like that.
Yes, I do too. It means money. And he continues writing.
Can I glance at what Ignacy is writing?
Yeah. Have you ever used a magic 8-ball?
Yeah.
So it's basically those types of responses. And he's also got some blank sheets of paper with that invisible ink on it that's starting to wear away and stuff. And some other paper with different types of ink on it. And all of them look like they all roll up into like a little spindle or something.
All right. I think I'll leave Ignacy to his business.
Okay.
And, yeah, writing time.
Yep. So, Callum, Grung's gonna need that speech.
Huh. Okay. Am I actually writing a speech or am I rolling?
That's up to you.
Because I can honestly do both, but Callum doesn't know Grung that well, so he'd probably write the speech from his own perspective and just hope it applies. Like, I'm sure this is fine.
He didn't tell you any specifics, he just said write speech.
Right? I can do that. Doesn't have to be long.
This is where Callum writes in, and I couldn't have got this far without Callum, so I wish for him to be promoted as well.
Oh! You see, this is why it's good to be an assistant, because you can work things in like that. Administrative at colleges. That happens.
It does. We had a person essentially steal the tips for the catering for almost like a year, apparently.
Yeah.
And no one realized it until the one day they were out sick. So they sent out someone else to do the catering, and they're like, "Oh, here's your change back." And they're like, "We have change back?" Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of people don't keep records. They just keep the petty cash and they go like, "Oh yeah, this much. Oh yeah, that much." Yep. Yep. Pocket the rest.
Savings.
So don't antagonize too much. You've got a whole week ahead of you.
I think at this point, Callum might be like comfortable enough with his surroundings, and there's plenty of like odd things going on around the dorms and in the city that he'd probably start summoning his wolf to walk around with him.
Yes, of course.
Pretty sure nobody's gonna freak out. Probably.
Oh, it's a wolf. Yeah.
Oh no, the people in the Magambia are very, very used to magical creatures like Idelions. So your summoned creature is actually of great interest to one of the professors that specializes in extraplanar creatures. And to Ancient as well. But there's something odd about your wolf, Callum.
Is there?
Yes, every time you turn your head or look away from it, you hear crunch, crunch, like it's eating something.
It's eating spiders, Callum. Gotta stop him.
Oh no. What are you eating?
He just looks at you and stops.
Callum puts his hand out. Give.
He gives paw.
No.
Oh no, are you in Anchorroot's room?
He just
I think so.
he looks at Victoria very, very shifty-eyed, like looking back and forth, just like backing up.
Are there any feathers in this creature's mouth?
He just licks his lips.
I think.
Wait, I'm gonna go to Anchoret and ask her to check her collection of bones.
Okay. Some are missing.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Callum is going to pry Kebi's jaws open.
Yep. You find the missing bones, a couple blue feathers. And then he coughs up a half chewed up beetle that he swallowed. And that set of keys from Oba's office.
How did you? Okay, that's actually kind of impressive, but we don't do that with new company.
It just maintains eye contact as you speak.
Oh,
Bird.
I would be speaking to Kebby and Sylvan. Kebby actually understands Sylvan.
Can he speak it?
It only says that it knows the language. It doesn't say whether or not a beast Eidolon can speak.
Maybe a flavor thing if you want it, but I'm assuming no.
Yeah, I figured not as well. But then again, there's like demon Eidolons. Clearly they speak.
The trick is getting them to shut up.
Facts.
But yes, once you have the bones, you may return them to Anksharu, although a bit moist.
I am so sorry.
Conditioning.
He's not normal. Well, yes, he is. That's not true.
And she looks at you and says, "Oh, no, my friends, no, do not feel bad. We have a tradition in Knoll society. To consume pieces of our ancestors is a great honor. Perhaps he was aware of this great and wonderful tradition."
That would honestly not surprise me.
You hear crunching from the corner of the room. But this time it's a centipede.
I swear I do feed him.
All right. Well, I'll excuse myself and go back to my room to write a speech.
No sweat. If you would like to advance to the next day, we can also do that. Because we got the classes.
Oh, we're gonna not do anything for a week. Can I use the downtime to what is it? This thing.
What is the thing?
It's the item
yes.
that we got in the pyramids. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
pyramid.
You may.
All right, so I'll basically get started on that.
All right. So, I'll tell you the beginning of it. The pollen inside of the pharaoh's tomb was actually part of a great Shisk alchemy that creates super soldier serum. It's like Uncharted.
It's like Captain America.
Yes. It is said to come from a rare and wonderful plant that does not exist on Galarian, but instead comes from beyond the stars. How about you guys? You want to do anything with a week's worth of downtime?
I think I'm
The
done
only-
writing.
The only thing I can think to do, other than kind of sort of working on Grunk's speech during the week is to try to do something to earn money.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what Callum is used to doing.
You can work at the dining hall. Or you can work in the city.
To the city.
All right. What kind of work you looking for? Because they have everything. This is basically Metropolis on level of Absalon. It is a port city. And it is a world port.
I'm not sure what kind of jobs he would.
Well, let's discuss what we know. We know there's a butcher. We know Oba has her wondrous animals. We know there's clergy in the city. Definitely, because we've talked about the god of Nethys. It's a college town, so we know there's alcohol, so there are bars. There are inns.
Let's go visit the butcher and see if they need any assistance.
No sweat. So, what sort of check do you want to do? Do you want to give a lore check to do your work, or do you want to give an actual skill that isn't lore?
Go with an actual skill.
Okay.
Let's see. Survival, maybe?
Yes, because they have people constantly go out into the jungle to get fruit like mangoes and bananas, but also to hunt animals. I assume for the butcher you'll be hunting animals.
Yes.
So, more than likely, dinosaur.
Ooh, that's a new one. Okay.
You also have a guy who can hunt megafauna with you. So maybe he can help you. After all, you're writing his speech. Maybe this is how he pays you back.
Also true.
And don't forget, Victoria has a sandwich shop in the works.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yep.
Many flames burning at once.
So, Victoria's mother is a brilliant businesswoman that comes from Absalon. So it runs in the family. Not so much with Harros. Harros is kind of the on the retail side.
Ah, okay.
But that's okay. Someone has to work the counter.
Cashiers are important too.
Auto checkouts.
My God, you've already put your brother out of a job. You are your mother. That didn't even take 10 seconds, man. All right, so do you know how to roll for earn income? Do you have the macro?
I don't have the macro, but I know where to get it.
Okay, good. While you do
Earn
that,
income. Ooh.
Disco, what would you like to do with your week?
I think Disco, between preparing for the speech, would actually check in on Oba, and the druids,
Yeah,
and assist where possible.
you see one of the teachers actually from Magambia there, Mafiki. He is that runner-up to the Ruby Phoenix tournament. He's your little
Ooh,
superstar on campus. He will tell you that everything is proceeding according to your specifications and that they put up a lot of safety signage. They got things up to OSHA standards.
oh, love to hear it.
Yes. It's a good thing you told us about this place.
It was
It's
a little
very
scary.
profitable.
I hope so. Not just for, the school, but for everyone.
Ah, yes. Everyone.
This girl's gonna lean in closer on that. Ova. Go see Ova.
Yeah, she comes running with the keys and everything, and it's just like, yes, yes. This has been
Oh hi. Just
so wonderful to have you here. The added security makes me feel much safer with that hooligan's frog legs running around.
well, we're glad to provide some type of security for you,
Yes.
and hopefully Frog Legs doesn't do this again. Even
I
with
hope-
us here.
I certainly hope she doesn't. She would be a fool to do so with the power of the Magambia right here on my grounds. That little swamp squatter can stay there for all I care.
Do you know where her, I guess, hideout would be, or her base operations?
You're giving this woman way too much credit. I think she's in the swamp somewhere. That's as best as I can do.
All right. Well, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. I guess if that's for like one day, then the rest of the week, I think I would genuinely look through the swamp for frog legs.
Okay, yeah, you could give me a survival check.
Ooh.
It's going to be a DC 26.
26, you say. Survival? Ooh.
Yeah,
Am I good at survival?
I certainly hope so. Your entire backstory hinges on you being good at survival and leading people through a very dangerous jungle that is notorious for killing people.
Am I good at survival? I hope so.
I hope so too.
That's a 21.
All right, so you get the outer lying places in the swamp. You see ruins. You see other things. Heros is there digging for clams. You don't have the heart to tell him that clams don't live in swamps.
I know what. I'll just let him rock.
Yep.
Okay, well, I guess I come up flat in my week of searching for frog legs. But yeah, that's where my week is, in the swamp, looking for this froggy foe.
You
And
find
that's-
plenty
yeah,
of fruit, though.
Any of them actually like delicious, and possibly things I can bring back to the campus for them to grow.
Yes, mangoes and bananas.
We do that already.
Yep, they always need more. You guys are college students. You have to understand how much you eat.
All right. Yep. Well, then the days that I do not find anything about this frog legs, I'll bring back food. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it tastes different because of swamp water.
Has
It's a
that
bit
spicy
spicy.
taste?
Yeah, it tastes more like tea than it does anything.
It smells like methane.
No, that's the wood exoskeleton. I used to soak it in something.
No. Oh dear God, osmosis.
Yeah.
All right, Iron. Let's see the macro roll. You select your character, and then you press it, and you do the week, and which skill.
Okay, let's see. Earned
And
income,
It's gonna spit out a
survival.
gold amount.
Hopefully.
Please, after the week I've had, please, throw me a bone.
Okay, and 7 days. Okay.
Ah! It worked! You get 7 gold pieces because you were able to hunt those little ankle biter dinosaurs that they can chop up for nuggets. Dino nuggets.
We invented Dino Nuggets. Yes.
Or I suppose you can make little rotisseries out of them.
Little Dino kebabs, maybe.
You'll need much bigger dinosaurs in order to supply the sandwich shop, though, because you can't slice these into meats with, like, flank and rump, though.
Life goals.
Yep. You're gonna need Mr. Megafauna for that. Alright, so are you guys ready to give your speeches?
I think I am.
Yeah, hopefully.
Victoria,
It
did you
doesn't have
add
to
your
be.
special bonus feat to your character?
I'll add it now.
Okay.
You got a bonus foot?
Foot? No, feet.
Sorry, feet.
Plural.
Gotcha. What feat did you get?
Secrets of Shishkin Alchemists.
Ooh. Nice.
Alchemy, just like magic, is incredibly old and well studied by many cultures.
Where did it put it?
Hopefully under bonus feats.
Yeah, I'm opening my sheet. It says it added it, but I don't see it.
Let's see. Secrets. Deadly Secrets, Secret Eater. Ah, here we go. This is what I took it from. Was added to bonus feats. No, it wasn't. God damn it. Honestly. Well, I'm gonna put it
I'll
here.
figure it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna type it here for you so you know exactly what it does. Because the name of it is different, I changed it to Shishkin. Your forays into the ancient alchemical testing sites has left you with knowledge and materials for a few handy tricks. Whenever you craft an item with the alchemical trait during downtime after rolling, you can check a box that precedes this boon to increase the degree of success by 1. So if you succeed in crafting items, you'll critically succeed and then make doubles.
Neat.
Now to speaker stage. Put them over there. Yeah. You over there, since you're the +1. McGee. Grung. Gebby. Ah, that's right. She has a raven, which looks like it's on a perch for some reason. Let's get OT out here. Jonatimo, because there's more BS with him. Ankarut for you. Ignasi for you. Callum for you. Anandi for you. All right. Did I miss anybody?
don't think so.
Okay. So on the speaker stage that's on this little bridge and everything, you're above on an elevated platform, and all the students and teachers of the Magambia are looking up at you around this little pool and clapping and applauding as Jonatimo and Professor OT begin introducing you and your new roles as conservants. Who would like to go first?
We go first. Yeah. I guess I'll take center.
Okay.
And looking out to the masses, say, the following times learning at this academy, me and my compatriots seen many things. We've seen the acts of divinity, the exquisite craftsmanship of an alchemist, or just even magical practices of wide varieties. And the magics that we've seen from foe and friend alike are all intriguing. However, I still have yet to find what I want to do with my magic and how I want to help those around me. But being here, I've learned that the spells, incantations, concoctions, all these can be used to harm, yes, but they also can be used to heal, can be used to guide, and bring people forward. In a strange way, it reminds me back in my times back in the forest when I used to guide people through. And I think that's where I see magic being essential. Not as a catalyst for harm, not necessarily as a mending tool, but to be a northern star in a way and guiding those to a better tomorrow. And yeah, Disco will then just take their step back.
And the students and teachers of the Magambia applause and cheer for you, as you have inspired hope within them for the future. Ah!
Nice. Thank you, friends, for coming up with me. Yeah, let's head on back.
The Anandi congratulate you again.
While I go back, can I roll a perception check to see if there's any... I will say conal, because I guess that would be
Yeah.
the seek action. But every time we're on this bloody stage, or any type of stage, there's some nonsense about the unfurl. And I'm just keeping my eye out for anything that would attempt to interrupt this this procession.
There are an unusual amount of water skitters, but they don't, you know, like harass people. They're just filling the pond. There's a lot more of them than usual.
I'll still keep my eye out. But yeah, that's all I'm doing while you all are doing your speeches.
All right, I guess I will come up. I'll sort of wiggle for a bit, and then I'll start. I stand before you today, both as an alchemist and wizard in training, eager to share my thoughts on the potential of magic in the world. Many people see magic as mere trickery or simple enchantments, but I believe magic holds a profound power that can be harnessed to create a better future for all. One of the examples, as Disco already mentioned, And what I consider the most valuable aspect of magic is the ability to heal and restore. We live in a world where illness, injury, and heartache are all too common. And with the proper application of magic, we could alleviate suffering, mend wounds, and restore hope to those who feel lost. Another aspect that magic possesses is a power to strengthen bonds between individuals, communities even.
The strength of thousands.
Exactly. Fosters connections that transcend the limits of distance and, in certain cases, even time. Through various spells and enchantments, we can encourage empathy, understanding, collaboration, allowing us to all live in harmony with one another and with the natural world around us. To conclude, I believe potential of magic is boundless, only limited by our imagination and hard work. And its influence can be felt in every aspect of our lives. As an apprentice wizard, I'm committed to learning and growing, and I hope to use my knowledge and skills to create a world where magic serves as a beacon of hope and healing and harmony. And I hope the rest of you will aim towards that goal too. Thank you for listening.
And as they applaud and cheer, Professor OT looks extremely proud. And your message of harmony with the world seems to have resounded with many of the teachers as they look on. And Ignacy cheers and goes, yeah, t-shirts! And he takes out this cannon and starts aiming it at the audience. Who wants a t-shirt? For Victoria! And he just fires it off and it hits McGee and McGee goes flying into the water.
Oh,
Oh, a bit excessive?
Oh, whoop. That was the wrong ripple effect. McGee just flounders in the water for a few minutes as people help him out.
And yeah, I guess I'll sort of say thank you a few times and then leave the stage.
All right. Who's next? Grung is next.
Hell yeah.
And he looks over at Callum and goes like, and kind of motions for you to come forward.
Callum has the speech in his hands, and he was ready to just hand it over.
Nope. He can't read.
Suddenly he remembers that Grum can't read. You didn't say I'd have to read anything. Ooh, where's my token? Let's see. Where am I? See Kebby.
Right there. Unless I've done something
damn.
silly.
Nope. Here I am.
So what does Grung say?
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my mind how he's like. Is Callum just whispering the words to him and Grung is repeating them?
No, he's moving his mouth, so when you speak, it looks like he's speaking.
Oh God. Okay.
So
All right,
he's like a big meat puppet.
Okay. All right, here we go. I was asked recently what magic means to me and what I felt made it important to us as citizens of the world. Magic is the thread that binds us all.
Good lord, he's
connects us to the-
articulating! Professor OT just looks dumbfounded.
Damn it! Did I choose words that were too big? It connects us to the land and to each other. It binds us to the past and paves the way for our futures. The knowledge that we gain here allows us to weave an infinite tapestry of experiences from which we all benefit. That is how I wish to embody my service both to the Megambia and the world at large. Through strength of body, mind, and spirit, it is my goal to spread these ideals for the betterment of all.
Holy
Magic
hell,
allows
he's
us-
using things with synonyms and...
Magic allows us to know where we came. Sorry. Wait. Lost my place. Magic allows us to know where we came from, to connect to something greater than ourselves, and to. Damn it.
He's at least messing up, so I know he's the one doing it now, and he's not plagiarizing.
He's still moving his mouth, even though
Yeah, he's still
there's no
moving.
sound.
It's like a subtitle. Or dub.
Yeah.
Okay, now I found my sentence. There we go. Damn it, the sentence structure got really complicated for no reason. Magic allows us to know where we came from, to connect to something greater than ourselves, and to add to it that it and all of us might benefit and might become something greater. This is the hope that I see for our path forward, and I hope to see you all on that journey.
He just keeps going. He just keeps mouthing.
He just,
You haven't told him it's over.
He just elbows Grung. It's like, we're done.
He elbows you back to the ground.
Ow!
There's a column-shaped imprint in the ground for a moment.
Callum's just gonna move and gently push him off stage.
He doesn't move.
Good speech, Grung. Great speech. I'm glad it's done.
Oh, over. Yeah. Mhm.
Callum's just sweating.
As you walk by, I will just give you a reassuring nod.
I think I did too much.
It's fine. If anything, that gives him more work to do and makes him work for his promotion more.
So who's next?
I think that's everyone here.
No, there's 2 more people.
Oh, for McGee?
Yeah, what's McGee going to say? He says
Let McGee-
thanks.
Loading generic speech.
He says, yep, he says thanks, and then he walks right back.
Great speech, great speech. Great speech.
And Assumption's gonna give a lecture.
Samshu will probably talk about how they've learned so much as a wizard and how magic will forever ebb and flow and the strength of thousands.
So Samshu tells you that knowledge is the greatest power in the world. And with that power under her control, she will shape the world. And everyone is just silent. It's kind of awkward after that.
Yeah, Disco will
Yeah.
just clap them off stage.
You're the only one clapping.
Yeah, it's so true.
Callum is also gonna clap, trying to get a slow clap going.
Let's just go for a normal clap.
And with that, Janatimo's going to step forward and say, as conservants, your duties to Magambia have increased. Please report to the powder pile for your first slew of assignments, which
Whoa.
definitely weren't my work, which I've passed on to you. And he laughs heartily.
Fun.
You see, OT?
You know-
Once you promote them, you can start the decisiveness of delegation. Less work all around now.
I'm starting to think we didn't really get this promotion just for promotion's sake.
It's
Did
definitely
we
a
get an
title.
increase in pay?
Oh, title with no pay. Gotcha.
Yes. Don't worry. Your payment will be in fulfillment and work experience.
Yay. Hey. All right. What do you say? To the powder pile?
Yeah.
Ah.
And we didn't get assaulted during our speeches. This is wild.
You didn't. You didn't. My God, it's almost like you're normal students now. So there's quite a lot to do, and I've only marked 4 of them for now. You're gonna have to figure out amongst yourselves which you want to tackle first. And yes, ghost stories is what it implies. You know the anime.
Ooh.
And if you need a reminder, I can always send you a couple clips.
Which one, the dub or the sub?
Oh man, you beat
The
me
dub?
to it.
The dub.
Not the sub with all the real cool plot
No?
about how the mom was an exorcist. And,
Nope.
and they moved out here because her mom went to the school and she wanted okay.
No, it's gonna be the
I
dub
want-
where she's a lesbian. She was a
Ah.
hardcore lesbian and the ghost didn't like that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And the girl isn't a psychic, she's actually a born-again Christian.
Hallelujah. The talking cat's just mean.
You have a talking panda. He's kinda nice.
That's not the same. That's not the same.
Oh! Cesare!
Nope. Let's see. Oozing into trouble, straightforward. Flooded workshop, suspicious alchemy. Which one of these 4 sounds appeasing to you all?
Hmm.
I mean, suspicious alchemy definitely for Victoria. But oozing into trouble also sounds interesting.
Here's Teacher Zuma's office. In the Elephant Museum?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
That's where Zuma is. He's the conspiracy mathematician. The half-orc guy.
Interesting. Interesting. I kind of want to check out this elephant museum and see what that's about.
Yeah,
That's just me.
I'm up for it.
Callum?
That works for me.
My god, you actually asked the intern what they want to do. You really are good teachers.
I mean, their input is just as important as anyone else's.
Right.
Okay, powder pile stats.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Oozing into troubles. The summons takes you to Teacher Zuma's office in the Magambia Elephant Museum. And yeah, he'll greet you and whatnot and say like, finally, someone to take some of this workload off of me. I tell you, Chitami, he knows how to run things, not like Professor OT.
Hey. Professor OT is very important.
I have a feeling not many things worked when Professor OT was in charge.
Oh, you have no idea. It took us so long just to figure out this whole thing with the bugs.
Well, that was someone else's responsibility, was it not?
It was his responsibility first. Obviously, you don't know how administration works. When you succeed, you get the credit for it. But when you fail, you take the fall for it.
I don't think that's how that works, but okay.
You have a lot to learn about education, my young... and he just squints his eyes.
I'm definitely older than you, so don't worry.
Yes. Yeah. Stacks of dusty arcane tomes teeter precariously on his desk and the floor of his office. And he asks, in a very sullen voice, did the demons finally hatch their plot? And you see Marima from the window just kind of looking, smiling with her hands on like the window panes and everything, looking in very curiously.
The demons?
Yes, you see, they're actually trying to take over Nabantu by popularizing certain types of colors. It's all in the pigments, you see.
Colors such as...
Well, such as red.
What's wrong with red?
It's not red in particular, it's the pigmentations of red. You see, with certain types of coral and pinks.
Just nodding their orb and then looking to the other two like, why did we come here? Why did we come here?
I can't tell you how many times I've seen one of you children in shirts that just scream demonic possession.
But none of us are wearing red.
Yes. That's exactly why I need you.
Okay. What are we here to do, Professor Suma?
Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. So I've called you here so that you can help preserve one of my favorite places, the Carnivorous Gardens. I love to go there and collect my thoughts. Also, it's hard for the Celestials to hear your thoughts when you're around man-eating plants because, you know, they protect your brainwaves. Did you know Celestials are listening to this conversation right now?
I could imagine that, Professor Zuma.
And yes, Victoria, man-eating plants, so you're safe.
Oh God.
Confusion?
Anyway, they've had to close the garden because the fool caretaker decided to experiment on how they feed the flora. Her name is Natahafu, and though I appreciate her willingness to experiment, I'd wish she'd done her experiments somewhere else other than in one of my few peaceful places. I need you to go there, help her clean up, and then I can reclaim my place to escape. For the Celestials hear all, and he looks out towards the window, and Marima is no longer there. He goes like, I could have sworn we were being watched by Celestial right now. Has anyone in your group ever been touched by a celestial?
You never know.
I certainly hope not.
You shouldn't trust them. And he just looks over at your wolf. Is your Adelion a celestial?
Oh, no. Kebby is very terrestrial, mostly.
He begins harfing up part of a leather binding, just throws it up on the floor.
He also likes to give people the impression that I don't feed him.
Have you considered chew toys?
You know, I think I know somebody who actually might be able to get me a good deal on those. Making a note to go see Oba later.
Have any of you ever had out-of-body experiences?
I think I have.
No, never.
Oh, thank goodness.
Why?
I ask out of curiosity, for you may have been taken by the Celestials. Sometimes they like to adopt people's souls and then show them memories that aren't theirs. And then they go on foolish quests and crusades, all in the name of this memory that was implanted in them.
Professor, do you take any medication?
Several. Why do you ask? Mostly narcotics.
Just curious.
Could you get me more? I know you're an alchemist.
Well, you need a prescription from doctor.
Yes, I'm a professor. I can write my own prescriptions. That's the best part.
Dr. House moment.
Right. So, we're just gonna, we're gonna go.
All right.
We're gonna take care of that.
Yes. Don't tell the Celestials. They'll be following
I will
you.
keep that in mind. Callum just kind of backs out,
Good.
not
Good.
quite wanting to turn his back to the professor.
You already know to keep walking backwards. That's fantastic. You're very well informed.
All right. We'll come to you when we're done.
That might be just what the Celestials want. Perhaps you should come to me when they least suspect it.
Then we'll come then.
Yes. Even I won't know you're coming.
All right, everybody run.
So yeah, he continues
Can
talking even after you leave his office.
I guess in order to be experienced and powerful mage, you have to lose a few marbles.
I don't think that was a few marbles. I think that was the whole bag.
Marima intercepts you as you're leaving the Elephant Graveyard Museum. She goes like, "Hey guys," and she's holding out some pink scarves for you. Look what I got.
A pigment of red.
Pretty, huh? You
Can
want one?
You have
Can I-
something in deeper red?
Ah, yes, of course. How about something in the nice blood red?
Can I roll a religion check?
Yes, of
Just
course.
to see if any of this matches like what I've picked up
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
Celestials and whatnot.
yeah. The DC is 15.
Oh, well, my bad. I blinded.
That's okay. So, the man is a noted conspiracy theorist. He suspects that the entire council of 12 that rule the Democratic Senate of Nabantu are being replaced with lizard people. That's how crazy he is.
Oh no, I hate that he might be right.
I mean, there are lizard people, so
There are.
There are,
He
and
might
they
be
are
right.
in politics. All the threads are coming together.
Okay.
Just like these scarves. And she hands Victoria a blood-red scarf. Here you go.
thank you.
Yes, of course.
Is it a good scarf?
No. It's pretty.
It's not gonna strangle me at a random moment, right?
And she seems to consider what you're saying for a moment. I was not given that information at the time of receiving them.
Who did you receive them from?
Oh, my patron.
Are you a witch?
Yes,
Are you
yes,
a
I am a
warlock?
witch. I told you.
Got it.
I told you I work for the Dark Lord.
I thought you were joking.
No, I was building his altar to try to keep away the frogs. Because they are messengers of the Celestials.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for the scarves. Do you want to join us to the what was the place called?
Carnivorous Gardens.
Carnivorous Garden.
And she says, "Oh no, thank you. I'm made of meat." That place is highly dangerous.
Yep, it is in the name.
Mm-hmm. I assume Disco will be okay.
I just think about it. Perhaps. Okay, I guess we'll go there. Carnivorous Gardens away.
Yeah.
Actually, should we pick up anything?
You can choose to bring somebody with you. Marima cannot go with you because she has to hand out scarves for the evil one.
Ah.
Who you want to bring? You want to bring one of the military PCs? You want to bring Harros? You want to bring Professor OT? Professor OT will go with you.
Who do we know is versed in plants?
Good question. Cesare.
Gonna
I
ask.
mean, we have we got. I don't think we took him on an adventure with us yet.
No, but let's see.
Let's
Okay.
drag the cat.
He is sleeping, but he'll wake up.
Hello, Cesare.
He just looks at you, batting his eyes as he's like has a half-eaten mango tart still in his face from when he was when he fell asleep. What?
Are you interested in traveling with us to the Carnivorous Gardens?
Hmm. Actually, yes. Their oil makes excellent catalysts. And then Callum's Adelion starts barking at him. He hides behind Disco.
I'm sure he's fine. Kebby, we don't chase our friends unless they ask.
Let's see here. The gardens. Ba-ba. So, within Nabantu is this wonderful, colorful, dangerous place that people like to visit for some reason. I know I wouldn't. I feel like this is a Harry Potter moment where you have the most possible danger in what is expected to be the least possible place. But it frickin' says it in the title. And as you get closer, you see that these carnivorous plants are not just regular-sized carnivorous plants. No, of course not. They're huge. They're big enough to eat a man. This is what I want in my city. Not like Central Park, where people just get mugged or whatever. They actually get eaten.
It's just, devoured.
Or I've set the scale far too small, and you're the size of pots.
This is our actual size. We are now in a giant's garden.
Either works. So, you see a woman over by the side looking flustered, and she comes over to you and says, like, yes, are you the agents of the Magambia?
Yes.
Agents is going a bit far. We are sent here by Professor Zuma to help out.
Oh, him! And she smiles cautiously. Oh.
You don't have to worry about his thoughts behind what we're doing here.
I assure you, there are no angels here robbing people's memories.
We get that, but do you have a problem here still?
We do. Several slimes are harassing some of our more rare plants, and we need to save them. The issue is, someone took most of our meat delivery for someone who was doing like a transporting animal thing, and now we're kind of short, so some of the plants are kind of upset.
Ah.
And no, we tried. They don't respond to spiders.
Can you show us where these slimes are coming from?
Yes, of course. And she points over to the grate and whatnot. Several seeped up from there. And there are grates there. And there. There. And there. And she just keeps pointing to places where there's all these, like, little drainages and whatnot. Over there. Over there. And over there.
Got it.
Where is the drainage connected to? To the sewer?
Yeah, to the canal. Well,
so that's where the issue is coming from.
I was told specifically by the Sun Tempest mages in the Magambia that there was no more hag in the sewers causing trouble. Maybe they're...
But now there's oozes.
Yes, there's oozes. Which are giving bruises to our plants. So I need you to go Suses.
All right.
Oof.
Are the plants here poisonous?
Oh, no, of course not. Don't be silly. They just eat meat.
Got it.
Do they have like teeth and stuff?
Well, yeah, they gotta get the meat somehow. I mean, you're students of the Magambia. You know what this is. You know what this is about. It says, like, the carnivorous garden. We can't make it more obvious than that.
Yeah, we understand. We just want to make sure.
And she
It
points
is in
over
the
to a
name.
sign, "Do not feed the plants." And you see, like, a little depiction of a man falling into the plants.
Got it.
Are there any sort of fences, guardrails, anything?
Oh, now that you mention it, no, there isn't.
I'm noticing a pattern with security and I'm noticing a pattern with security and feeding issues.
Just now.
No, I'm afraid not. You see, the politics of
Yep.
safety and procedure are tied up with the 12. And they deem this place safe.
Maybe there really are lizard men running the politics.
Well, you have to understand personal responsibility for most people. We have common sense, after all. Would you throw yourself into man-eating plants? I know I wouldn't.
I can't say that I would know.
I know for myself, I'm not so certain of others.
Cesare is going to take out some Ridex or similar from his pack.
All right, let's get rid of those oozes then.
Ready. Can I do a recall knowledge? What would I have to do to recall knowledge on slimes? Would that be survival since they are prevalent within the Magambi, or would that be something like occultism or arcana?
Occult for aberrations and slimes.
Okay.
Because we have very specific categories. All you know for certain is that they are endlessly hungry and they're invertebrates. So they can squeeze anywhere. Even if you had fences and everything else, they would come for food. The question is, why did they come here of all places?
Do they eat plants?
That's a good question.
Oh well, let's just explore for a bit and we'll see.
Cesare begins throwing this powder down into the sewers.
What powder is he throwing?
It's kind of like Ridex, he says. It's gonna kill the trail so other slimes and oozes don't follow.
Huh. Oh, while it's on my mind, I am gonna summon Kebby.
Mm. Go on, it's nice and safe. It's the Carnivorous Gardens. People come here to relax.
I guess the crunching sound of plants devouring meat is relaxing.
Actually, you hear a squeaking sound now as someone says, "Help me!"
Uh-oh. Pixies are being
Where?
eaten.
You just see your familiar in the Adilion's mouth.
Oh,
It's okay. He's like bubblegum. He'll come back.
I guess I don't. I don't know where he's getting these habits from.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I'll yank him out of your Edelon's mouth. It basically like stretches and then just bounces back.
Oh, he's silly putty.
Yeah.
Cesare's gonna follow you.
well, he poured that concoction down the drains, yeah?
Yes. It looks like it's drying up the slime's trail and whatever moisture was down there as well.
Okay. I'm gonna look down there just in case.
You look
Anything here?
plants?
No oozes anywhere we see.
Not yet.
What do these plants look like as we're passing by them?
So this one looks like a palm tree. This one looks like a humongous Venus flytrap. This one looks like a giant pineapple. This one looks like a fern. This one looks like a butt with a mouth.
Ah.
This one looks like a huge turnip with a big eye on it. And some of them actually look rather inviting and very colorful in different shades of red.
Maybe Gasty is like a demon. He's red.
And Cesare starts batting away a couple of the vines. It's like, no, not food.
Let's go. Come on.
Yep, sorry. Taking my time. Can I do a perception check to see if there's anything necessarily? I know it's a 10-foot burst, but like, could I just get a glimpse of?
That's in battle. So when you're doing perception as an exploration activity, I assume you mean the area. So that's fine. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just roll my blind perception now.
Yep, you may do so, and anyone else who wishes to do so.
I do.
Yeah, we are actively looking for stuff.
Yes. Ah, both Disco and Victoria notice it. Let's see if Calamont notices it.
Why will it not let me roll it?
Because of the demons or the angels. I forget which.
The
Maybe
one.
both.
The angels.
Oh,
angels,
that's what. Okay,
the
I
angels
see what I'm
listen.
wrong.
Yeah, they're big brother. So, when you make...
Especially in blind.
Yep. I'll take it this time, but make sure that next time that unless I announce the DC, it has to be a secret check for perception or knowledge. So all three of you notice it, but Cesare didn't notice it. If you step here, the vines are very, very agitated, and they will grab at you.
Okay. Ping that again? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, over there.
Yep.
All right. I'll make my way to Cesare.
Actually, let me do this. That way you can see.
Ah,
Okay.
Because it's a big map.
Wait, Cesare?
Oh, yeah?
Be careful going down that corridor, and I point to the the point of interest. Those vines look tenacious.
Ah, thank you for telling me. I was so focused on this that I completely missed it. And he's going to go over to
No.
the grate to repeat the process.
Okay, I'll tail him while doing that
Yeah.
constant perception.
Mm-hmm.
That way he's not alone.
Don't worry, because it was a secret check, I can take yours as the persistent one. Same for Victoria. But if Callum wants to persistently look around, he will need to give me a secret one.
I will do that. Now that
Thank
I
you,
know
sir.
the right button to click.
That's okay. That's why I took the first one. It sometimes takes a while to warm up. Okay, good. Yep, he Ridexes this. And he says, this one's clean too. It doesn't look like anything came through here recently.
And where are the oozes that they told us about?
Well, if they're anything like me, Cesare says, they probably lied to get out of doing work.
What's something you would do?
It's something I always do.
True enough.
Alright. Let's speed up then. Doesn't seem like there's anything here, really.
You know what? I think Disco's gonna take precaution, and they're gonna brandish their scythe as a walking stick for a bit.
Okay, you are now brandishing a slashing weapon. Some of the plants recoil.
Okay, good to know. Sheath.
Mm-hmm.
Put that away.
This lets out into the street, away from the park. As Cesare comes over here to this one and starts doing the Ridex thing.
That's right. Did you make this Red X, or is this something you got from the powder pile?
It's something I got from the powder pile and added my own magic to.
Interesting.
Alright. As we're moving, I want to see, is there anything interesting in these pots?
No sweat. So you do see baby carnivorous plants and seeds and other things. And it looks like they're in the process of germinating some of them. And these are a particular shade of red that are very, very fetching and beautiful. They kind of look like a certain scarf that you got.
Blood red.
Guess you will play with those little baby carnivorous plants for a bit.
Yep, he's not made of meat. He's not in any danger.
He's made of strawberry pudding.
Yep. Ridix goes in here. Oh, go ahead, sir.
I was about to say, I keep waiting to see Audrey 2 in here somewhere.
No. This is not Little Shop of Horrors. The thing that you are trying to get rid of are the oozes. The plants are good. The plants are what we want here. For some reason. We want the man-eating plants.
Yeah, they just happen to have a slightly different diet. It's fine.
I don't know, man. I've stopped trying to justify some of the things.
Alright. Moving around.
Yep. And you start to see like a nice little archway next to one of the next sets of grates.
That is relaxing and nice.
Yeah, it's very peaceful here. Gotta hide that, because that's not part of the thing. Oh, wait, you're not mine. Cesare is going to follow along, and he's going to make sure to avoid what you pointed out to him. And he'll go right over to the grate.
Yeah.
And Victoria's the first to spot it. Another dangerous spot.
Can I sort of, oh, actually. Oh, Disco. You took out the scythe and plants seem to react to it.
I did. And I'll walk a little closer to these plants here, and then two-hand draw the scythe.
Yes, it does react. They start getting more agitated.
Okay, back away. That seemed to be counterintuitive. They got more angry.
Do we have any meat?
Yes, you're all made of meat except for 2 people.
Have rations.
2 people?
Well, I'm counting the familiar as a person.
Ah, uh-huh.
I'm not sure how familiar rights work, so I'm going to assume person. Because it's intelligent.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Pokemon, I guess.
I choose you.
Gasty!
Alright, I'll just move a bit close to this.
Mm-hmm. And you see a very auspicious scene of 2 oozes trying to devour 2 of the garden's most prized fly traps.
Ooh.
And I believe we'll leave things there for next time.
Yeah, just the next time they'll be like crashing through the roof. Additional players like, oh hey guys, we were just riding some griffins.
And then the griffins get eaten by the plants. So
I was thinking like, oh, maybe we should go back to the zoo and get one of the elephant birds.
Oh no.
Feed to the plants.
Those are very expensive motorcycles. Alrighty,
I guess
guys.
premium meat then.
It is. They're huge drumsticks. What did you think of your second rapid promotion this module?
I was terrified that was some devious shit. But overall,
Whenever we
it was fun.
stand on stage or give speeches, we always are followed by explosions or basically
misfortune.
attacks. So this was a unique experience.
Yeah, Ignacy only hurt 1 person.
T-shirt cannon. But this was tons of fun, so thank you, Bramble.
No problem. I'm glad I was able to run for you guys. I said I would do it if we had at least 3 people. I didn't wanna make you feel like they were dead periods or anything.
No worries. I mean, listen, if people have to take breaks, people take breaks. And, time is not on everyone's side, so it's understandable.
Well, the thing I'm most concerned about is solving the frame rate issue, and there's been no overloading of encoders since, so I feel way less stressed.
Nice.
And I feel foolish for having done it in the first place, because I was recording locally, and I'll spare you that entire story. What would you like? What did you like, and what did you think needs improvement? Since there's only half of you, I'll only make you speak for 7 minutes this time.
See, you're treating us too well.
DM punching bag time.
I don't know how to feel about the belittling of Professor OT. It's an interesting development. But I like that. I don't really, even though even though I am attending college, I don't really care much about the logistical parts of it.
Just like a real
that's
student.
interesting. Yeah. I gotta say, I really like how you portray the world as just completely absurd. Like, oh no, we have carnivorous plants. No, there's no safety precautions.
I'm just
Everything's
going.
fine.
That's directly from the module, man. That's directly from the
Yeah.
module. But yeah, I agree with you there. It feels like Harry Potter and everything else, like the magical world. It's just like, do you take basic safety precautions or OSHA? No, what's that?
Oh,
We lose students all the time. It's kind of an acceptable loss.
par for the course.
Never mind the
There, I
fact that
found-
Yep. Never mind the fact that
I
they
found-
keep
You go ahead.
No.
There, I found the video for Ignacio's air cannon.
Ah, thank you.
T-shirt cannon.
Is it the one with Ned Flanders killing Maud?
Oh,
No, it's just called Scientist's Air Cannon Prank.
Ah,
Oh, I like that one actually.
nice. Oh my god. Oh, okay. It was okay. I thought it was actual ballistic. Okay.
No.
Oh. But yeah, never mind the fact that your dark arts teacher changes every module. That's fine. That's acceptable. This is how we run our college.
Tenure, what's that?
Tenure is if you live, Gordon.
I like the speeches that the two of you gave.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I was prepared in case it turned dark, because they have certain things they do when they have evil students that you've already
Oh.
witnessed.
If Disco faced more hardships, like more wood golems, then I'd use magic to burn all sentient wood golems.
Yes, I still remember Wooden Jerry.
I do wonder if Disco would think less of Callum if he happened to use Produce Flame here.
Yeah,
It's a perfect
not
place for it.
necessarily. Not necessarily. There's a time and a place for Ixaneri. I'll go next. This session, what did I like? What I didn't like? I think the only thing I didn't like was the fact that Oba was so, I can't say willing, but just fortuitous in a way, because she gets to keep the animal sanctuary, even though I know, like, me the player, I was like, I need her to not have this, but Disco would definitely be like, no, just figure it out. You can do this.
You were very fair.
Me-
The module actually allows you to take it away from her.
Yeah. But I feel like that'll be another element to add to all our chaos, and I don't think I want Grung petting the puppy over there. What do you mean the students are harassing the animals? No, just Grung? What's he doing? He's petting them vigorously. This is not good. Grung has the hand size of a football player. He'll crush them all.
Typical druid tactics detected.
No. I'm technically I am a druid. Technically, I am a druid. Yeah. The part I liked the most, let's say, session. The idea of Callum having to write the speech for Grung, and Callum still not like saying, "Hey, I also want Callum to progress as he's been exceptional." Shows
I would have
it was type of
accepted
good
that.
character. Yeah, I was like, that's a definite like good way to smooth it up to our classmen without too much hassle.
So it actually does work that way. Once they say
Hmm.
you're good, you'll move up, Callum. That's how it works here.
Huh.
I'll think about it.
Callum is still in a very weird space where he's just like happy to be included.
I respect that.
Well,
But
after
overall-
a few near-death experiences, I guess we'll consider you are equal.
This is just the first near-death experience.
Yeah, you gotta work a lot to meet our quota.
Well, as long as they're only near death.
I mean, Heros almost died
He did
in
die.
one situation. Yeah.
Then he exploded. Then he came back to life.
Yeah.
And he has
You know,
absolute...
Consider it.
Go ahead.
I'm so sad I forgot about the soundboard. It would have been amazing during the speeches.
Oh my god. Yes, yes. That was the one place it would have been acceptable, because yesterday that's all Lou was doing once his character was down on the ground unconscious. It was just like pressing those keys. He loves that thing way too much. But don't worry, Heros has absolutely no post-traumatic stress disorder from all that stuff.
That's good.
He's happy being Retail Bear.
You mean Poe from Kung Fu Panda?
Basically, yes. That I don't know if you know this, but I stole that character almost exactly, and then I slapped that Valor thing on it. It's from one of the MOBAs. That's basically
Okay.
yeah, that's basically where the panda is from.
I dig it, though.
One of his skins is going to come in very, very handy very soon. Alrighty, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm glad I was able to run something for you, and I'm glad it was enjoyable. I wish you a very happy week, and I am so happy the encoder is working.
Thank you for a fun session, and take care, y'all.
Thank you, guys.